in retaliation, her father had feuded with Tye's, a feud Mary gleefully carried forward, and he resignedly upheld in self-defence. Over the years she had misdirected his water to her use, convincing the magistrate she was completely within her rights, attempted to move the property line no less than 7 times. Tye had won those skirmishes, and beat him out of 2 cells of his foals by swaying the buyers to purchase hers instead, for a better price. Ah yes, Mary Gates was a major pain in his arse. As if she sensed she was being watched, she slowly turned and looked through the milling crowd directly at him. She placed her hat on her head at a jaunty angle and gave him a small salute. Instantly, Tye was on guard. She was up to something. His frown deepened, and she laughed. He turned to David Atkinson, the local horse doctor, and her brother-in-law. "What is Mary doing here?" Atkinson pulled his pipe from his mouth. "You couldn't have expected her to stay away from the biggest horse event of the season? Not Mary." Tye had expected it. In fact, he'd gone to great pains to keep the news of Spender's sale from her. It had not been easy. He'd personally waylaid any handbills that could have gone in her direction and sworn his friends to secrecy. "You didn't tell her," Tye accused. "No, but I would have." David shrugged. "She is my sister-in-law." "I pity you." David grinned. "There are times," he admitted. Brewster, the local pub owner, confessed, "I told her." Tye confronted him. "You knew I didn't want her here. You promised." "Come, man, Mary's one of us. She has to be here. It's for sale of the stud," Brewster said in his defense. "I told her too," Blackie said. He was a barrel-chested man who ran the village smithy. "She has admired the stud as much as any of us. He's been a part of our lives, and now he will be gone. I remember when he won his first race. I made a handsome profit, and have always backed him since. I can't believe Spender is selling him. 'Tis a pity this day, I tell you. The sky should be black." "Aye," Brewster said. "What will Lyford Meadows be like without the stud?" Tye understood their sentiments. He'd watched Tanner's Derby boy grow since the horse was a green colt, had even had a hand in his training. To date, Tanner was the winningest horse in all Britain. Spender was a fool to sell him just because the horse had gone lame. The foals thrown from Tanner would be worth a fortune Tye intended to make. He'd come to this auction not as an observer, but as a bidder. He had 800 carefully saved pounds to his name, and he'd spend it all if need be. As if reading his mind, Brewster asked David, "Who do you think will buy him? Appears all of England is here." "And from some foreign parts, too," Blackie said, with a dark glance at a group of Europeans. "Next to them Spaniards is Frenchies. Can you believe it? The smoke from our cannons has barely cleared, and here they are trying to buy our horses." "He'll go to whomever can afford him," David said flatly. "Spender told me he doesn't care who buys him, as long as the price is high." "How much do you imagine he'll bring?" Brewster asked. Blackie shook his head. "A winning horse like Tanner, with years of breeding ahead of him, 500, maybe as high as 6 or 7. "He'll bring in 7 times that as a stud," Blackie said with disgust. "Why sell now?" They all looked to David for the answer. As a horse doctor, he had the most reliable gossip. He didn't disappoint. "To give to his nephew. That's him down front." He nodded to a ruddy-faced young man who appeared barely old enough to shave, and whose lime-green waistcoat and red jacket made him stand out like a rooster among sparrows. Worse, the gent wore blue velvet boots. Tye couldn't understand why any man would put anything but good leather on his feet. "He's Spender's heir," David continued. "The old man dotes on him, and a more selfish, priggish lad you'd have to travel far to meet." "But to sell the stud," Brewster said. "The lad wants to go to London and live in style," David said.